The dark truth, secret techniques to overpower those who hurt you. Are you tired of feeling powerless every time someone crosses your line? What if I told you that hidden tactics exist to flip the script on those who have left you broken? The beginning of a new chapter. Imagine waking up one day, still haunted by the sting of past mistreatment. Those moments when every harsh word and dismissive gesture felt like a cut that wouldn't heal. Today, we're diving into the secret playbook that transforms that lingering pain into a driving force for change. In the next 20 minutes, you'll hear a story filled with raw truths and powerful strategies that challenge the status quo. We're about to expose a set of techniques so potent, so controversial, that they force even your harshest critics to think twice before hurting you again. Picture this, a life where each setback becomes a lesson, every scar a reminder of strength gained rather than a symbol of defeat. I'm going to break down the emotional toll of being mistreated, reveal a controversial arsenal of strategies, show you what a transformed life looks like, back it all up with real-life evidence, and then push you to take action. Because if you're still stuck in the cycle of pain, it's time for a change. The heavy weight of the past. Have you ever felt like the memories of those hurtful moments are chained to you, making it nearly impossible to move forward? We all have. For many, mistreatment isn't just a memory. It's a daily reminder that drags down your self-esteem and clouds your vision for the future. The emotional cost. Think about the time someone made you feel small, dismissed, or unworthy. That feeling wasn't just a fleeting moment. It's a heavy burden that you carried long after the insult was over. Studies have shown that repeated negative interactions can lead to chronic stress and even affect your mental health over the long term. These aren't just stories, they're experiences shared by countless people who have faced ongoing disrespect. Psychological battles. Imagine your mind as a battlefield. Every harsh remark is like an arrow piercing your confidence, every dismissive gesture another blow to your self-worth. Over time, these wounds create a cycle of self-doubt and victimhood. You might find yourself replaying those moments over and over, wondering if you deserved them or if there was something inherently wrong with you. But here's the thing, you're not broken. You're bruised but capable of healing and fighting back. A cycle of victimhood. The longer you stay in the loop of negative self-talk and regret, the harder it becomes to break free. Each episode of mistreatment reinforces the belief that you're destined to be the victim. And the worst part, this cycle often feeds on itself. The more you feel victimized, the more vulnerable you become to further hurt. It's like being caught in a whirlpool where every attempt to escape only drags you deeper. I know it's painful to relive these moments, but acknowledging the depth of their impact is the first step in reclaiming your power. It's time to stop letting your past dictate your future. Unveiling the secret arsenal. Now brace yourself for a revelation. There's a set of strategies hidden from the mainstream that can change everything. These aren't your run-of-the-mill self-help cliches. They're controversial, powerful techniques used by those who refuse to let pain win. A secret arsenal that turns vulnerability into strength. A controversial set of tactics. Let's be honest, conventional advice often tells you to forgive, forget, and move on. But what if that advice isn't enough? What if, in some cases, you need to adopt a more assertive approach to reclaim your dignity? These techniques might seem dark at first glance, but they're designed to force your detractors to confront their own misdeeds. They work by flipping the narrative, shifting the power from the offender back to you. Not mainstream, and that's the point. Because these methods aren't widely known, they remain potent and exclusive. Imagine having insider information that most people will never hear about, information that has transformed the lives of those who dared to use it. This is not about revenge for the sake of revenge. It's about survival, growth, and ultimately, empowerment. How it works. These tactics involve a mix of psychological resilience, strategic assertiveness, and subtle communication cues that can disarm even the most persistent aggressors. They're about making sure that the next time someone tries to bring you down, you're already steps ahead. You learn to recognize manipulation for what it is. Use assertive body language and tone to establish boundaries. Leverage your own narrative so that any negative energy rebounds onto the source. Real transformation stories. I've seen individuals who once cowered under the weight of their past rise like a phoenix from the ashes. They embraced these techniques and began to see life differently, more as a series of opportunities rather than a series of setbacks. Their success isn't just anecdotal, it's a testament to the power of taking control of your own story. If you're skeptical, that's understandable. These methods might sound too unconventional, even a little ruthless. But sometimes, when you're at the bottom, you need strategies that break the cycle rather than just soothe the pain. Imagining a life reclaimed. Now, let's take a moment to visualize what your life could look like if you dared to apply these techniques. Life before and after. Think back to those days when you felt overwhelmed by negativity. What if, instead of allowing those experiences to define you, you used them as fuel for transformation? Picture yourself standing tall, not because you're immune to pain, but because you've learned to convert that pain into power. It's a stark contrast. Before, you're weighed down by self-doubt, constantly second-guessing your worth. Every slight cuts deeply, and you find it hard to trust your own instincts. After, you command the room with quiet confidence. You know your value, and you let your actions speak louder than the words of those who once tried to diminish you. A future filled with possibilities. When you harness these secret techniques, the possibilities are endless. Imagine improved relationships where you set the tone for respect. Envision professional encounters where your newfound assertiveness earns you admiration and opportunities instead of being overlooked. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's the result of a mindset shift that has transformed countless lives. Everyday scenarios. Let me paint a picture. You're at work and a colleague starts making a snide remark. Instead of feeling hurt or shrinking into silence, you respond with a calm, measured statement that leaves them speechless. In social settings, where you once might have been the quiet bystander, you now engage with a charisma that naturally commands respect. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being authentically strong and unapologetically you. The ripple effect. As you grow more confident, you'll notice a ripple effect in every aspect of your life. Friends and family will see the change and start treating you with the respect you deserve. Even those who once doubted your strength will begin to back off. This transformation isn't just skin deep. It redefines your identity from a passive victim to an empowered individual who controls their destiny. Prove that the secrets work. It might sound too good to be true, but these aren't just abstract ideas. They're backed by real-life experiences and expert opinions. Let's take a closer look at the evidence behind these secret techniques. Before and after accounts. I've met people who were once trapped in a cycle of emotional abuse and self-doubt. One woman, for example, spent years feeling invisible and undervalued at her job. After applying these techniques, she not only gained respect from her peers, but was also promoted to a leadership position. Her transformation wasn't instantaneous, but each small victory built up until she could finally see the power within her. A friend of mine once described his experience as stepping out of a dark tunnel and realizing the world was full of light. His journey is just one of many that show how turning pain into purpose can change your life. Expert endorsements. Experts in psychology and personal development have noticed a trend. Individuals who adopt these unconventional methods often report significant improvements in their mental health and interpersonal relationships. Some therapists even suggest that while traditional approaches are helpful, adding a dose of assertive strategy can accelerate recovery and boost self-esteem. Multiple studies have found that assertiveness training and cognitive restructuring lead to measurable improvements in confidence and stress management. When people learn to stand up for themselves, their overall well-being improves, reducing the psychological toll of past mistreatment. Media and thought leaders. You might have heard whispers on social media or seen headlines about the power of reclaiming your narrative. Thought leaders in the personal development space are beginning to discuss these strategies openly. They talk about the importance of not just surviving, but thriving, and how being proactive in the face of adversity is the real secret to a fulfilling life. These discussions are not just trendy buzzwords, they're rooted in real change. When people embrace the idea of transforming pain into power, they're not only altering their own lives, but also setting an example for others to follow. The evidence is clear. When you learn to harness your inner strength and adopt these secret techniques, you can break free from the chains of your past. The proof is in the stories of those who dared to try and succeeded beyond their wildest dreams. The time to act is now. Every minute you hesitate, the power of these strategies grows even more potent. There's an urgency here, a chance to reclaim control before the old patterns have a chance to resurface again. Why wait? Think about it. Each moment spent doubting yourself is a moment that your detractors win. The world isn't going to wait for you to catch up. The techniques we've discussed today are like a secret weapon, powerful enough to change your life if you decide to use them. The longer you delay, the deeper the scars become. But you have the opportunity right now to begin the journey toward a life filled with respect, confidence, and strength. An invitation to change. I'm not here to offer empty promises or sugarcoat the struggle. I'm here to tell you that change is possible, and it starts with a single, decisive action. It's about taking that first step towards reclaiming your narrative, standing up to those who have hurt you, and showing them that you're no longer willing to be pushed around. The hidden power within you. Deep down, you know that you're stronger than the pain you've endured. You have the power to change your story. The techniques I've shared aren't just tactics. They're a mindset shift that transforms how you see yourself and the world around you. The moment you embrace this change, you set off a chain reaction that redefines your entire life. A new dawn of empowerment. Now that we've journeyed through the pain, uncovered the secret techniques, and seen what a transformed life can look like, it's time to wrap up this powerful message. A recap of the journey. We started by acknowledging the deep wounds left by mistreatment, the emotional cost, the cycle of self-doubt, and the overwhelming burden of past pain. Then we unveiled a secret arsenal of techniques that, while controversial, have the power to flip the narrative entirely. We painted a vivid picture of a life where you're not a victim, but a master of your own destiny. A life where every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. Real-life accounts and expert endorsements underscored the undeniable truth that these strategies work. The stories we heard weren't just inspirational, they were evidence that change is within your reach. Embracing your power. Imagine the thrill of looking in the mirror and seeing someone who isn't defined by past pain, but by the strength to overcome it. This isn't just a dream, it's a reality waiting for you. When you decide to act on these secret techniques, you're not only taking control of your own life, you're also setting a standard for those around you. Your transformation becomes a beacon of hope for anyone stuck in the cycle of mistreatment. A final word of empowerment. There's an old saying, the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. Tonight, let that thought remind you that the pain you've experienced is not a life sentence. It's the beginning of your transformation. Every scar, every bitter memory, is a stepping stone toward a future filled with confidence and strength. You have the power to choose whether to remain in the shadows or step into the light. The choice is yours, and the time to choose is now. Before you leave, take a moment to think about the person you want to be. Not the one who's defined by past wounds, but the one who's ready to harness every experience, good or bad, as a tool for building a better tomorrow. Imagine the possibilities. A day when criticism no longer wounds you, but fuels your resolve. A moment when you stand up in a meeting, not trembling with self-doubt, but speaking with a calm certainty that demands respect. A future where you are seen not as a victim, but as someone who turned adversity into advantage. This isn't just about revenge or proving a point. It's about reclaiming your inner strength and reshaping your destiny. Every step you take towards this transformation is a victory over the forces that once held you back. Your journey starts now. You're not alone in this fight. Every day, people just like you are taking the leap from pain to power. They're shedding the old narratives and forging a new path, a path where every challenge is met with unwavering strength. Today, you have the chance to join them and redefine what it means to be truly empowered. As you walk away from this moment, remember that the secret techniques we've discussed are not magic solutions. They're tools that, when combined with your determination, can create a revolution in your life. The darker the past, the brighter your future can be if you're willing to take control and rewrite the rules. The final word. Now, as we wrap up this journey, let me leave you with one clear thought. You deserve a life where you're in control, where every hurtful word or action is met with a calm, unyielding strength that turns the tide in your favor. It's time to let go of the victim mentality and step into a role where you're the architect of your destiny. To sum it up, acknowledge the pain and understand its impact. Embrace a set of secret, controversial techniques that flip the script. Visualize a transformed life where you're the one dictating the rules. See the evidence in the lives of those who dared to change. Act now, because every second counts when reclaiming your power. Today is the day you decide that the past no longer defines you. Instead, let it be the stepping stone that propels you into a future of strength, respect, and endless possibilities. Remember, your journey from victim to victor starts with one decisive step. If you're ready to transform your life, hit subscribe and check out the next video. Your new beginning is just one click away.